What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Zomedica, ticker symbol ZOM. So we've got a lot to cover with this stock. They have an amazing catalyst coming up in the near future. So we're going to go over everything that I am expecting to happen with the share price of Zomedica going forward. We're also going to go over and analyze some of the more recent pieces of news that have been moving the share price in this upward direction as we see here. So before we get into all of that, if you guys would like to earn 2 free stocks with Webull, make sure you click on that link in my description or in the pinned comment. All you have to do is set up an account, deposit $100 into the account, and you will get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. It is literally free money, and Webull's the brokerage that you guys see me use in all of my videos. And if you guys enjoy the information that I provide for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. We just grabbed a pretty interesting options trade on Palantir. So if you guys have been a longtime viewer of my channel, you guys know how those typically play out. So make sure you go and take a look at those Palantir videos if you would like to see one of these options plays. Now, when taking a look at the chart of Zomedica, we can see that it had a pretty significant sell-off over the end of February and the beginning of March. We saw this with all of the hyper-growth stocks that we have been talking about on this channel. We saw a pretty significant pop in Zomedica and then another sell-off. It found its bottom around $1.40 and then started rallying back up as the market regained its bullish sentiment. So if you guys have not already initiated a position in Zomedica, this could be a good time to do so. But we're going to go over all of the different reasons why or why not entering into a new position in Zomedica or even adding to your current position could be a great idea right now, or it may not be the best idea at the current time. So when we look right here, we can see that around February 26th, Zomedica had a pretty significant pop. And the reason for this was that they released their year-end 2020 financial results. So we can kind of gain some insight on how Zomedica moves when they release pieces of news like this. If it is bullish in any shape or form, Zomedica receives a very significant pop in the share price. But we can see here that Zomedica actually recorded a net loss and comprehensive loss for the year ended December 31st, 2020 of approximately $16.9 million or 5 cents per share, compared to a loss of $19.8 million or 19 cents per share for the year ended December 2019. So they are moving in a significant direction towards profitability. So Zomedica, which is in the development stage, recorded no revenues in 2020. And what I think we need to take a look at, that's the most important part of this earnings report, is the research and development expenditures. So research and development expense for the year ended December 31st, 2020 was approximately $8 million compared to $10.3 million for the year ended December 31st, 2019. So that's approximately a decrease, as they say here, of 22%. Now, the reason for this, as the Truforma is ready to go. It's ready to be fully commercialized and out on the market. So the cost to research and develop this product isn't going to be as substantial. Now, since Truforma is Zomedica's largest product, I expect to see the research and development expenses increase over the next couple of years as they try to make the Truforma better at exactly what it does and come out with new products in the veterinary industry. So the Truforma is set to release, as we can see here, on March 31st, 2021. And there's a very interesting article that the Motley Fool put out that says, should you buy Zomedica stock in March? Now, there are 2 competing thoughts about Zomedica at the current time. Typically, when there is such a massive event such as the commercialization of a company's sole product, it is very possible that we see this release is already priced in to the share price and we could see a sell the news. So let's take a look at what Motley Fool has to say. So Zomedica is launching its first product later this month, a diagnostic device called Truforma that's intended for use in veterinarians' offices. We're going to go into a little bit later in this video exactly how the Truforma is super beneficial, but this is an obvious potential catalyst for growth, but it also constitutes a concentrated risk that investors should not discount. After all, if the company's only product launch is weaker than expected or a major flaw is revealed, once the device is being used in the real world, there won't be anything preventing a free fall in the stock price. Let's take a look at the case for buying it now versus the case for waiting or avoiding this stock altogether. So essentially what they are saying is that yes, Zomedica has a lot of great potential in the future with this Truforma device, but investors shouldn't brush aside the fact that there could be a sell the news on the actual date of March 31st when this device is actually supposed to be released. And Zomedica comes out and says, this is the amount of veterinary offices that we are going to be putting the Zomedica in. And if it comes out a couple of months down the road that this product isn't performing as intended, this is Zomedica's only product, and they are banking on this product being very successful. So coming down a little bit further, we can see that here is the argument in favor. So Truforma is a diagnostic platform that can tell vets several key pieces of information about the health of their feline and canine patients. In particular, it can detect a pet's level of cortisol, thyroid stimulating hormone, and free T4 depending on which test the practitioner chooses. The system has two main components: the Truforma analyzer machine itself and the test cassettes that vets load with biological samples from Fido. Then the vet pops the cassette into the device and it delivers a readout shortly after. The true innovation of Truforma, this is the most important part, is the fact that clinics don't need to send their samples to an off-site lab to get results. While it isn't the only product that fills this role, having the diagnostics in-house means that the practitioners can make decisions about patient care much faster, which could lead to better outcomes. That is a theme that we are seeing a lot in the medical field today. We are seeing this with Bionanogenomics, which I have compared Bionanogenomics' Sapphire system to Zomedica's Truforma in the past. If you are able to get ahead of diseases sooner and you are able to create better treatment options, you are able to have better health outcomes for your patients, no matter if they're human or one of your pets. Now, Zomedica is not just going to put out the Truforma and just leave it out in the market as is. So after it launches in March, sales will slowly ramp up through the end of the year. In the meantime, Zomedica will develop and release new tests that are compatible with the machine, expanding its utility to vets. Increasing the device's portfolio of tests is critical, as each new functionality will likely require customers to purchase new consumables on an ongoing basis. In other words, each new diagnostic will increase the potential for recurring revenue, which would increase the stock growth. Now, this does hinge upon the actual release and commercialization of Zomedica's Truforma. So here are some of the arguments against. So we see that Zomedica isn't profitable yet, and the biggest reason to avoid an investment in the short term is that the market may have already priced in the economic impact of the launch of the Truforma. So taking a look at the chart of Zomedica, we've been looking at this stock since early to mid-January, and we were talking about it when it was trading at around 90 cents, I think was around we started talking about this stock. So if you were able to get in when we first started talking about this company, you are still sitting at a massive gain, and I wouldn't really be too worried about this commercial launch of the Truforma in the short term if you are very bullish on Zomedica as a whole in the future. So we did see a massive run up, and Zomedica is still trading at a very high level. So that is why these analysts might think that it has already been priced in. So this is a compelling argument because in aggregate, investors already know what the product does, what its potential market size is, and roughly the value of the intellectual property used to make it. So buying the stock right now might not result in any additional upside when Truforma starts being distributed or later when Zomedica reports its earnings from yearly sales. So that is going to be a long time away, but that is going to be the biggest part of this Truforma release in the future. So what do you guys think about this? I want you guys to comment down below if you think Zomedica's Truforma commercialization is going to be a massive hit, or in the next couple of months if we are going to see it flop and it wasn't living up to everybody's expectations. There's a lot that goes into the full commercialization of a new product. As we see here, there's a risk that Truforma could be a commercial flop if veterinarians cannot afford the device or they find it to be ineffective. So Truforma may be able to perform very specific tests that are very effective for different pets, but if those tests are not super popular and they are not performing them all the time, then this device is not really going to be worth it to the veterinarian offices. Now, that could not be the case because we've seen that there's no evidence that this will be the case since the product hasn't even hit the market yet. So there are two competing ideas for Zomedica right now. In my opinion, I think we are going to see a very substantial run-up in share price in the next 2 weeks before the launch of the Truforma. So this could be a good swing trade going into the next couple of weeks if you like to swing trade stocks. Now, it is possible that we see a dip after the Zomedica Truforma release, and this dip could be completely unrelated to the actual performance of the commercialization of Truforma. It could just be like what we saw with CCIV and Lucid Motors. The merger gets announced, the stock sells off because a lot of investors were taking their profits. Now, that could happen. It could not happen. There's a lot of speculation going on right now, but in the next 2 weeks, I'm expecting to see a bullish run into this March 31st date. So that is going to be it for this update on Zomedica. If you guys enjoyed the information I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. Additionally, if you guys would like 2 free stocks with Webull, make sure you check out that link in my description or in the pinned comment. All you have to do is set up an account, deposit $100, and you will receive 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. That is an amazing deal, and you guys should definitely try to take advantage of that. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.